Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. We are on the post-true mod, which is a special little epilogue that focuses on one character after the true ending. So last time we checked out Adine. This time, let's go from right to left. We're gonna go Adine, maybe Bryce, and then maybe Anna and Remy. But yeah, so that means that this time it's gonna be Bryce. Let's see if he's got a fun basket this time. New game. See you there. Okay, so we're on Bryce's final date. There's that bottle. Okay, accept it. And let's go for this true ending. Chapter 5. Bring everyone. And yeah, just like the other times, this is kind of expecting that you know what's going on with the story. You know that there's a comet that's going to destroy the world. You know that Reza's a bad dude. And you know who Izumi is and what her story is as well. So we're going to skip through, get rid of all of this, and we're going to see this new stuff. The last few hours felt like a dream, or a memory of a dream I had many times before. Izumi was dead, Rez was captured, and both worlds were safe. For now, no doubt it would all make sense in the morning, but now I just wanted to get home and get some rest. Bryce and I walked back to town through the portal, together. So, what's next for you? I don't know. Seems like I got everything right this time, so I won't have to do it all over again if I have to. I will though. But a part of me just wants to continue on, see what happens next. What about you? Okay, so that's kind of similar dialogue to how the last ending went. Let's see how it deviates with a different character. All I know is I'm going to go home and have a drink or three. I need it. I mean, I think I will too. Okay, I'm out of beer at my place at the moment, but the liquor store by my place is open till midnight. Looked at my watch. It's just after 1 in the morning. Damn, I don't suppose you got any at your place? I think we drank the last bottle the other night, you know, the one that was kind of blocking the view. Although, maybe not. Hell, I can go without drinking for one night. We both know I drink too much. I know you know too, even if you're too polite to say anything about it. You were right earlier, when you asked if people at my job noticed. Once you said that, I started paying more attention, and whenever somebody mentioned alcohol, they'd look in my direction. I just never paid attention before. I can't tell you what to do, dude. It's up to you. The dragon looked at me for a second, and it looked like he was going to ask me something, but was too ashamed. So I asked him what I thought he was thinking. Are there any programs or groups that help people deal with this here? If there are, I haven't heard of them. I never looked though. I can handle it on my own. No shame asking for help. If you could, you would have already. Whatever works for you, I guess. Do you have any hobbies that distract you from the drink? Let's try that one. You got any hobbies? Building the model ship helped. At first I found it frustrating that I couldn't keep my claw steady or see the tiny stupid parts. But if I was sober, I could just barely do it. So it's a good excuse not to drink. He was silent for a while, and I could tell he was deep in thought. For the first time, I wondered how old he was. If he had a hair, it would surely be greying. But it's the only thing that helps. Sometimes it's the only way to keep the dreams away. You don't know what it's like dealing with it. I had to deal with it every day. I deal with the worst the dragonkind has to offer. I see murderers, thieves and rapists, drug overdoses and suicides nearly every day. I mean, you're right. I've only been here a week, and from what I've heard, this much crime is unusual for your community. I wish I could say the same for my own. What do you mean? It's not exactly peaceful where I come from. The lack of resources has caused a lot of struggles for basic things that people need. I guess your people really do need our help. We do. An experienced police chief will be an extremely valuable asset to us. Even without your experience, a dragon like yourself is strong enough to help with manual labour. Was there anybody else you thought of bringing? Nobody but you. We'll go with that one. I'll make sure you'll be allowed through the portal. You're useful enough. The only limitation is mass, so you won't be able to bring much with you. Can I bring my fun basket? There it is. I'm sure the chief of police can bring whatever he... Oh shit, I think I forgot it at the park when we watched the fireworks. I really hope nobody found it. Why? What was inside? Stuff. What kind of stuff? You know, things that we might have used. Wow. Better go look for it then. Okay. You never know when that stuff's going to come in handy. I think it could come in very handy tonight. Sounds like a fun night. Well, it is a fun basket. We were both silent for a while, and the only sound was our footsteps. Each of his footfalls was like a dull thud, like the beat of a drum. He stopped and looked up at the night sky. So, it's really gonna hit, isn't it? And it's gonna kill everyone? I mean, not all at once, but yeah, it will. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, there's still work to do around here until then. We have to figure out what to do with your friend Reza. He's not my friend. We'll let my people decide. What do you think's gonna happen? He'll probably just be executed or exiled from the city, which is nearly the same thing. We don't really have the spare resources to feed and care for someone in prison. But he'll have to arrange an escort or something so he doesn't get attacked on the way to the portal. There are a lot of people who'd like to see him dead because of what he's done. I think we should just leave him to die. Okay, it's a shame that we have to take him. Oh no, but he's still an ambassador and therefore has diplomatic immunity. I think he forfeited that when he shot Maverick and murdered 3 people. Still, he's in our custody now. What do you think will happen to Anna? I'll keep my word. Tomorrow I'll write up an official pardon outlining the fact that she admitted to her transgression against the law, but due to her valued contribution to society, her crimes are forgiven. That sounded very official. I'm only quoting the forms. Do you write a lot of pardons? No, but I've always wanted to. Are they hard to get? They're only given out when someone does a very important deed, like saving multiple people. Why do you ask? I thought it was just for when you can't understand someone. What? Beg your pardon? Oh, good one. Actually, that was terrible. You still laughed. True. Anyways, we'll see about Emira. I'm sure I can convince her. I can be very convincing when I want to be, you know. I mean, are you seeing each other? I mean, yes you can. We know this. I managed to convince you. The wine kinda helped. Can I ask you a question? Okay, what you got? Do you think Anna was justified? How do you take off your badge? Do you ever build model spaceships? What would you do if you knew you couldn't get through the portal? Do you think Anna was justified in what she did? I'm not sure of the extent of what she did, so I can't make judgments. Do you think she's lying? Or she did more than what she told us? No, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to her story. Once she started talking about her childhood, I kind of zoned out a bit. Don't you have to hear stories from victims all the time? Yeah, but Naomi usually writes it down, and I read over the stuff I missed. Okay, how do you take off your badge? Can you even reach it? You mean, like this? The great dragon leaned forward and shook his head. The badge on its chain fell to the ground, and he picked it up with his teeth. This would be easier with hands. Alright, fine. He flipped his head back, and the badge fell back into place around his neck. There you go. Keep on practicing your shipbuilding, and you're going to get better at that. So, you ever built a spaceship? What's a spaceship? It's like a regular ship, but it flies in space. Do you have those when you come from? I mean, we used to. Where did you go? We went to the moon more than a century ago. What would you do if you knew you couldn't get through the portal? I'd probably be swamped with work. If the world was ending, there would be anarchy, but in all honesty, I'd probably just drink and fuck the rest of my short life away. As good as plan as any, wow. That's it. I hadn't realised it, but we'd arrived at my doorstep. I wondered if I should invite him in. I wanted to, but so far he hadn't given me any indication he felt the same way. Luckily, he broke the tension. You gonna invite me in or what? I mean, I don't think so. Okay, of course, come in. You didn't think I'd make you walk home alone, did ya? Who needs a fun basket when you got your own fun package? Wow, he's always the king of subtlety, this guy. After being told of the comet and realising that any of their attempts to stop or redirect it would fail without the lab's generator, the Dragon's Council agreed with my course of action, as did humanity. While the repopulation of our city turned out very differently than humanity had initially hoped, all concerns were naught against the possibility of the vast amounts of technology and generators the Dragons would bring to revive it. Soon, the initiative to relocate the Dragons through the portal was in full force, and I, still acting as an ambassador, helped as much as I could to make it go as smoothly as possible. After a few weeks, we'd done it, and as the last of the dragons from even the furthest regions had arrived at the other side, the time for me had come to walk through the portal for the very last time. I looked back to their village and saw all of the abandoned buildings, doomed to be destroyed when the comet would hit soon. As I walked up to the platform and waited for the portal to do its starting routine, I thought about what would happen now and what would come of this collaboration between humans and dragons. I was sure there was a lot of work to be done, especially if I considered the state of the rest of the world, but maybe our city could be a bastion of Earth. Not as the last one remaining, but rather as the first of its kind, and from it maybe we'd be able to grow and spread our influence. Maybe together we can rebuild. And that is the end of Bryce's route in the post-true mod. So it's kind of cool. We're kind of having a little bit of a conclusion from the main game. There are other mods and they go way more in depth and they kind of bring their own ideas into it. Whereas this one, it just takes one more step. It takes what's already in the game and it just ties it off in a little bit of a bow. So you can kind of see how the characters process the situation and what they want to do next. So I hope you found this interesting. We've still got a couple more characters to go. We've got Anna and Remy, and I think we'll do Anna in the next video. This is Usho signing off, and hopefully I'll see you next time.